Hello again, folks. This is Sullla speaking. You're listening to another commentary for League of Legends, this one featuring Caitlyn. I am playing in a normal game here, along with two of my friends. I'm playing alongside Sunrise, who's playing as Soraka, and Speaker, who's playing as Nocturne. Speaker uses the username Sideberg for League of Legends. We are playing with two other people that we do not know, a Singed player, Useek, and a Katarina player, Stormcrow5. We are matched up against Taric, Singed, Shaco, Heimerdinger, and Tryndamere. So I have been doing a lot of custom games on my channel. This will be something different. This will be an actual normal game, and we have three people that I know on my team, myself, Speaker, and Sunrise, three of us on TeamSpeak, and the other two players are not on voice chat with the rest of us. This was a pretty interesting game. I wouldn't say it was a world-beating game or anything like that, but it was fairly interesting overall, so I'm going to put this up on the channel, cast it, talk a little bit about Caitlyn as a champ. I have done some videos on Caitlyn before, but I've been playing a lot of Caitlyn recently. If you've been watching my live stream, you might have noticed that I've done a number of Caitlyn games. Just enjoying her gameplay right now. Probably will get tired of her soon and move on to some other champs, but right now, Caitlyn pretty popular, one of the more popular attack damage champions, and seems to work pretty well in the current metagame. For this matchup, we are going to be running a Caitlyn and Soraka bottom lane. This is the way that the metagame currently works for League of Legends, an attack damage champ, and then a support down in bottom lane. Over here, we caught Shaco running into our jungle, and right when we were about to attack him, he flashes over the wall there. Little frustrating there. One of those situations where Flash is a bit of a pain in the rear. When that Shaco clearly would have died there, he was out of position, he would have died, but Flash gives him the get out of jail free card, and we were not willing to flash after him. Could have flashed after him and used exhaust, but the rest of his team was probably over here. As it turns out, looks like they weren't because of the clairvoyance, but in any case, they could have been there, and it wouldn't have been too safe. You also don't want to blow all your summoners right at the start. Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just tossing down some traps here at the jungle entrances. I wanted to protect the wraiths for our jungler, Speaker playing as Nocturne. Wanted to protect that for him so that the enemy team's jungler didn't come in and try to do them. Those traps make it pretty much impossible for him to go and try to steal them. Sunrise is watching the other jungle entrance. So anyway, we're about to get started. Useek, this Singed player that we don't know, is going to be starting in top lane, has a health potion and mana potion. So he is going to be in top lane against, I believe, the Singed player on the other team. So it's going to be Singed versus Singed, kind of a real boring matchup. The Katarina player, Stormcrow, is going to be up against Heimerdinger in middle lane. So this is sort of a classic matchup. Two of the original champs for League of Legends. Don't see either one very much anymore. So Heimer and Katarina. Then in bottom lane, we have this kind of a strange matchup. We have Tryndamere as for the other team, and Taric together against myself playing as Caitlyn and Sunrise playing as Soraka here. So their team we have the range advantage here since neither Taric nor Tryndamere are range champions, but on their side, they have more burst damage. Tryndamere, especially as he starts to get farmed, does a lot of damage. So I have to be careful not to get caught by the Taric stun too much. If I get caught by Taric stun, it'd be pretty bad. Just because Tryndamere, if he gets some crits, can do a lot of damage to me at level 1. He's gone boots and 3 health pots. He doesn't actually have any damage items to start the game, but in any case, he'll certainly be building them as the game goes along. I've started Doran's Blade, again, very standard for a ranged carry in the current makeup of League of Legends, just because you have someone else there to heal you, so you can afford to go without the health pots. If you're in a solo lane, you generally want to take some kind of an item that allows you to pick up some health pots. Otherwise, if you don't pick up health pots, it's just too you take harassment, and it's just too easy to get forced out of the lane. Anyway, the jungling matchup, Speaker playing as Nocturne. He started with Vampiric Scepter, and the other team has that Shaco that we saw earlier in the game, so we have to be very careful of Shaco gank. Sunrise actually did start with a pink ward. He has got a Fairy Charm, 2 Sight Wards, and a Vision Ward, although he hasn't put any of those down yet. Okay, anyway, looks like we did spot Shaco with that clairvoyance. Now, one thing that I noticed when I was playing this game is that my last hitting was off. I think part of that was due to Tryndamere using his Mocking Shout. When he uses that, it reduces the damage, the physical damage of people near him. So Tryndamere can actually kind of screw with your last hitting if he wants to. He can make it so you do reduced damage. We'll keep an eye on this. You'll see that go down if he uses his Mocking Shout. So maybe that wasn't the case, but I was having a little bit of a difficult time last hitting. I was doing a kind of a sloppy job in this match. You can see I missed another last hit there. Anyway, while we're in the farming farming stage of the game with not much going on. Look how poorly, yeah, that's really bad there. Anyway, while we're in the farming stage of the game, let's try to talk a little bit about Caitlyn as a champion. I have done some videos of her before, but I don't think I've put one up recently. Caitlyn is an attack damage champion. You're going to be building physical damage on her. You don't really do much magic damage. Does a little, but not very much. Basically, her role on the team is long-range sniper. Her gimmick is that she has much longer range on her auto attack than most of the other attack damage champions. That's really the main thing she brings to a team. Her actual skill set isn't all that great, but what she does give you is great range. So in the laning phase, she's actually quite strong. She can use her range to poke away at other champs. She outranges pretty much every other attack damage champ. So like here with this Tryndamere, I can just keep poking away at him all day if I want to. Not really a whole lot he can do about that. He's going to take a lot of harass. But unfortunately, they have double heals here. Tryndamere has a heal on his Q when he uses his rage, and Taric, of course, also has a heal. So kind of difficult to harass them down. Anyway, first blood up in top lane, just in the Singe vs Singe matchup, it looks like the other Singe player dove our Singe player at the tower, and he was able to get a kill there. Meanwhile, Speaker is getting ready to go in down here in bottom lane, but unfortunately the timing was really bad. Our minion wave was pushing towards their tower, so you can see he just decided to back off. Wasn't something we planned there, but just worked out that way, that there was a huge minion wave pushing that tower, and so they were already walking back to the safety of their own tower there. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, Caitlyn, long-range sniper, that's sort of her thing. Her skills are based around that. The skill that you level up first is her Q, her Piltover Peacemaker. This is a skill that does quite a bit of damage. It fires in a straight line nuke, and it will hit everything in its path. Does less damage to targets in the back. There it is. The biggest weakness of this skill is it has a 1-second channeling time. Well, anyway, right here, fight coming in here, taking some damage, but of course with that Soraka heal and the armor boost that I get when Sunrise heals me, not in too much danger. Anyway, straight line nuke, the big problem is it takes 1 second to channel. You can see it revs a rifle for 1 second. So the big problem is late in the game, when you are attacking really fast, you don't really want to use this skill a whole lot because of the 1 second channel time. Anyway, Speaker has come back, and we're getting ready to go in here for a gank on one of these two champs. So anyway, looks like we wanted to focus on Tryndamere. You can see we get the targeting circle marked in, and here we go. There's the silence coming in from Soraka. Speaker going to flash in, but Tryndamere's going to flash away, so instead we're going to shift our focus to Taric. There's the exhaust coming in. I'm going to exhaust him, and right there, can we finish him off? Yes, going to finish him off, and there's the nice Caitlyn range there coming in at the end. So not first blood because that was taken in top lane earlier, and here I go missing most of those creeps. But we were able to get a kill on Taric. I guess he either didn't flash or I guess he apparently didn't get his flash off. Anyway, Shaco is here. We spotted Shaco over there a second ago, so there's a little dangerous here. Gonna want to back out. There's Tryndamere on one of my traps there. He's taking a lot of damage, so he's probably gonna have to go back to heal. And that was a very effective jungle gank there from Speaker's Nocturne. The big thing there was getting off the fear on Taric. That might have been why he wasn't able to flash out, or maybe he just didn't think to use his flash, but in any case. Oh, right there, Tryndamere really, really low. If I had my ult, could have finished him off there, and I used my net to try to back out, but got him really low. If I had had my ult, I could have killed him, but I suppose if I had my ult, he would have had his ult too, and he could have just endless raged. Anyway, another gank going in mid here. Speaker and the Katarina player going after this Heimer. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get him. There he is, and there comes the fear effect again. Are they going to be able to finish him off? There's Heimer flashing away, and right there, Katarina going to shumpo in, get the kill, but apparently she was ignited, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. And that was actually pretty good on Heimer's part to be able to get the 1-for-1 there. Anyway, on that trip back to base, I picked up Berserker Greaves for the extra attack speed. Really, it's not so much for the movement speed here in the lane as you want the ability to auto attack a little faster. It's much easier to farm when you can get the faster attack speed. That's kind of why you do this. And of course, also a second Doran's Blade. Next, I'm going to start getting into my build proper. I'm going to go for Infinity Edge as my next item. Anyway, right there, Taric did stun me, but fortunately, I had already used the net to back away. There's the slow coming in from Tryndamere as well. One is Mocking Shout. So with the stun and the slow, we do have to be pretty careful here. I have played this matchup before. I think it was actually, I played as Ashe in a bottom lane against Tryndamere, and against Tryndamere Taric. And between the stun and the slow, you really do have to be careful. If you get caught away from your tower, you can be in a lot of trouble. Anyway, Speaker getting ready for another gank here, so we'll see how that works out. Just waiting for the right moment to go in. There's Taric stepping on the trap, and here we go. Here comes the Nocturne ultimate. Right there, going in on Taric again, trying to focus him. Right there's the stun, but Speaker gets off the fear effect. Now we're trying to go in. Do we have enough damage to finish off this guy? 98 88 HP, 100 HP. There's one more auto attack, and I'm going to use my ult, but of course Trinimir's going to block that. So that was unfortunate. We weren't quite able to burst him down. If I'd had Flash, I could have flashed after Taric and gotten in one extra auto attack. That's really all I would have needed, but unfortunately Flash was down from that last fight, so wasn't able to get it. I used my ult. I didn't really think it would get the kill, just tried it on the off chance that maybe Trinimir wouldn't block it for some reason, but he did, as expected. So anyway, I guess I should finish up with Caitlyn's skills. Haven't really had too much chance to talk about them. So talked about her Peacemaker, her big damage dealer in the early game, not so good late game, doesn't scale as well into late game due to the channeling time, but does have great range, like all of Caitlyn's skills. Her W skill is a trap. Anyone who steps on it takes magic damage and is stunned. So you can see there's a trap right there. A correct use of Caitlyn's traps is really important. That's basically one of the biggest things that separates a good Caitlyn player from a bad Caitlyn player. I wouldn't say I'm a good Caitlyn player. I would say I'm somewhere between average, mediocre to average, but a real good Caitlyn player will use these traps in clever ways. You can kind of use them for zoning, set down your traps near a tower, make people step on them. They're really good for controlling the brush too, because people can't see them in the brush. Oh, I guess they can. Maybe they can see them, but it's much more difficult to see them in the brush in any case. People more likely to step on them. And it can allow you to control the brush, which of course is always important. So traps are great. You level up traps second after you level up your Q, since your Q does the most damage. Anyway, here Speaker or Sunrise was following the Taric player, and he's going to toss down a pink ward at Dragon, and that'll allow him to kill the ward that they put down later on once he gets a chance to go up there. Anyway, Shaco is right here in the bush, but fortunately we have that warded, so nice job Sunrise. We know he's there, and that's going to allow us to back out of here pretty safely as I continue farming these minions. So 3 people here, no reason to get caught. We know that Shaco's here, or at least I was telling Shaco, or Sunrise, I was saying, look, Shaco's here. There's no reason to be in an exposed position. Let's just back out. But Sunrise is going to go forward anyway, and he's going to get trapped by Shaco there, and then, this is bad. They're going to start bursting him, and he's going to get killed there. So that was a very unnecessary death. We knew Shaco was there. As soon as he disappeared, there was no reason to get caught away from our tower. So pretty sloppy play there. Not Sunrise's finest moment. Again, it's one thing to get caught by a Shaco gank when you don't have vision, but when you know he's there, there's really no reason to play aggressively. Anyway, Speaker is ganking mid. Heimer's going to flash. Right there is the fear effect, but unfortunately Katarina is... Katarina not right there. Anyway, Speaker's still diving this tower, but he's going to back off there, and looks like Heimer is going to make it out. That, for whatever reason, the Katarina player was slow in reacting there, and wasn't enough to get that kill. Anyway, talked about the traps, or talked about the Caitlyn traps. Oh, Shaco gank in mid. Looks like that was able to get Katarina. Sorry, I missed that. Anyway, talked about the traps. Caitlyn's other skill, the net. When you fire the net, redirects her backwards, as there's another fight going up in top there. Anyway, I'm getting slowed here. A little damage right there, going to use the net. When you fire the net, slows the target that you hit and also knocks Caitlyn back. Basically, this is her escape. You can also go over some of the walls in this game. You can use it to pass over terrain, but mostly it's your escape. You can see I used it right there. You can use it for chasing, but it's a little tricky because it fires you backwards. I'm tanking the minions here because I don't want them to hit the tower. That's what's going on there. Anyway, the minion, you can use it to chase. That is, you can turn around and fire it backwards. There's actually a really fancy Caitlyn move that you can do is when you go to use her Q, while you're charging your Q, you can actually fire your net backwards while you're charging your Q. It looks really neat when you pull it off, but it's a little tricky to do. Usually I don't do it, but you can fire an auto attack, rev up your Q, and then while you're revving up your Q, her Peacemaker, you can then fire the net behind you. So basically, you do an auto attack, you shoot your Peacemaker at them, and then you fire the net, so you go back towards them again, and then you get off another auto attack immediately. So not something that I'm very good at doing, but it is something you can do. Anyway, there's a fight going on, Singe v Singe here in the top lane, and there's our Singe player going to score that kill. I saw the exhaust coming out. So Peacemaker on Q, trap on W, net on E, and then her ultimate is what she uses to snipe people. It does quite a bit of damage, particularly in the early game. You can see lines up the perfect shot, but it is a channeled ability, can be interrupted, and the real weakness of the skill is that it can be blocked by other teammates. Anyway, right there, here comes another gank coming in mid. Speaker going after that Heimer player. There's the fear effect. Now Katarina just needs to go in, and right, there we go. Gonna get that kill right there. So nicely done. Nice gank in middle lane. Anyway, right there, Sunrise is going to get caught again, but fortunately, I have traps down there, so not really in too much danger. If they step on the trap, they get stunned. Anyway, there's a global heal for the going into the fight right there. Shaco against Katarina, and our Katarina player is going to win that one. So nicely done on the part of Stormcrow. I saw nice job on Sunrise's part too, watching the health bars and using the Soraka Wish ult into a fight mid. Anyway, here getting stunned by Tryndamere right there, or no, getting stunned by Taric, but Tryndamere stepped on a trap, and so that helped us get out of that fight, which could have been problematic. Tryndamere though still doesn't have any damage items. He's gone back to base. Apparently he hasn't bought anything, so he's saving up for some kind of big item. The fact that he still just has those boots, a little strange. You really should buy stuff when you go back to base. There's no reason to just sit on gold in this game. Gold does nothing for you while it's just sitting in your inventory. You need to turn gold into items. Whenever you see somebody sitting on like 2,000 or 3,000 gold, it's really a misplay. You don't want to be sitting on tons and tons of gold. Like right now, I'm saving up for a BF sword, so I really want to look to go back soon now that I have enough gold to purchase it. I'm going to build that into an Infinity Edge. That's my first big item that I want to build in this game. After getting the Berserker Greaves and the Double Dorns, I really want to save up for an Infinity Edge next. With Caitlyn, you can go basically one of two routes. You can either go for a Bloodthirster or you can go for an Infinity Edge. I decided that for this game, I'd go the crit route and take the Infinity Edge. Infinity Edge does more damage in a longer game, but it's more expensive, and Bloodthirster gives you much more lifesteal. So Bloodthirster is comparable in damage to Infinity Edge if you can keep up your Bloodthirster stacks, that is if you don't die. But easier said than done. You have to stay alive. Anyway, Speaker is chasing down this Heimer player again. Again, don't know how much health everybody actually has. Looks like Speaker is pretty low. Again, we don't have health bars, so we can't really see what's going on there. Down goes Heimer. Now everybody's chasing after the Singed player. Looks like Speaker was killed there as well. Are they going to be able to finish off this other Singed v Singed? There's another fight going on in bottom lane as well. Sunrise was just Shaco gank in bottom lane. Sunrise was killed. Anyway, they're diving me here. I've used my exhaust on Tryndamere. Can't survive the 3-man gank, but it looks like he's not going to survive this either. So going to turn that into a 1-for-1 down there. Yeah, again, missed that because I was watching the fight in top lane. Unfortunately, I can't watch both sides of the map at once. Shaco came out and ganked us in bottom lane, and he killed Sunrise. They then dove me with 3 at tower, so I dumped my exhaust on Tryndamere, and that made it so he wasn't able to get out of tower range in time, so he died as soon as Endless Rage wore out. Overall, not a good trade for us. They did go 2-for-1 there. I believe that we went, not sure exactly whether we went 1-for-1 or 2-for-1 up at the top of the map. Looks like Singed is farming beyond the tower. So we went 1-for-2 at bottom, but at least the fact that I was able to score a kill on Tryndamere meant that it wasn't sort of a total disaster, and also they were too beat up to make a play for this tower. Like, if they kill both of us and then get the tower, that's a really bad play, but they weren't able to do that. Anyway, right here, Katarina going to go in, going to ult on Shaco. He's going to deceive away, and I believe that ignite is not enough to get Shaco. Oh, actually going to flash away there, so no. Shaco's going to get away. Nice job by our Katarina player. Was sitting in the brush there waiting, but just not quite enough damage to finish him off. Anyway, now that I have a BF sword, my farming's going to be a lot easier. For attack damage carries, the more damage you get, the easier it is to farm, up to 145. So let's look at the overall farming stats. I'm pretty much keeping up with our Singed player, a little bit below him in that top lane, so a little bit behind there. Not number 1 CS in the game. CS standing for creep slain, that is. Speaker's going to give me red here. Ideally, I'm a little low here. I really should be more around like 120, 130, but like I said, I haven't done a great job of farming. I've missed a lot of minion kills. I was playing pretty sloppily in this game. Anyway, tower kill in mid. Looks like the Singed player on the other team was able to get that. I believe that's the first tower of the game to go down. Now he's diving after our Katarina player, but looks like she's going to be okay. Our Singed player is super low and going to get killed by the enemy team's Heimer, so a little surprising there. I thought he would have done better there. There's the burst heal coming in from Sunrise, but coming in a little bit too late. Anyway, I did pick up red buff there. This Taric player has now picked up an early Oracles, and this would be pretty significant since it allows him to kill wards. Anyway, Tryndamere going to use his spinning slash and just run away there. But now they are going to counter gank this. Here comes Shaco coming into the fight right here. Unfortunately, I'm shooting at the clone, which is problematic. Now Tryndamere is on me. Unfortunately, I don't have exhaust up in this fight because I used it in that last tower dive, and that means Speaker's going to go down here, which is unfortunate. Did not do a good job of doing this fight, unfortunately. Wasn't really able to single out one target and focus them in that fight. They sort of kept switching targets on me. But overall, I feel like I could have fought that fight a lot better. I especially shouldn't have been shooting at the Shaco clone for, 2 seconds. That was a lot of damage that could have gone on to another target. Anyway, their Shaco player, or not Shaco, their Singe player is running around in our jungle. Up here, we are heading over to try to help catch this guy. Probably should just stay in bottom lane and keep farming, but I know we were coming over here to try to check out and get someone. Speaker saying that our Singe player could have been... Yeah, that was something he should have reacted to. Their Singe player was really deep in our jungle. We really should have... sort of triangulated him and killed him, but didn't do that. Anyway, still trying to farm. I'm a little bit underfarmed at the moment. Ideally I'd try to have Infinity Edge around the 20-minute mark, but I'm clearly not going to get that. So for the moment, what I really want to do is sit back and just keep farming as long as possible. The longer the game goes on, the stronger range carries generally are, as Singe picks up another kill in top lane there. And, running into Shaco, so let's see what's going to happen here. Should be able to get away. Singe can't really be caught if he doesn't want to be caught. But, again, don't know how low he is. Oh, I guess he was lower than I thought, but going to trade 1 for 1 there. Going to die to Shaco and pick up the kill at the same time. Anyway, we are continuing to farm in bottom lane. Their Singe player and Tryndamere are now shifted to mid. There's not really a major reason to stick around mid because they already got that first level tower, and now Katarina should be able to get to that second level tower in time to hold on to it. Anyway, we're coming up to try to help in this fight here, but not taking a good angle. Should probably be coming around here up the river. One of the problems though is Taric with his Oracle has been killing our wards on the river, so we don't have sight of Dragon, don't have good visibility in this area. Anyway, I'm coming out here trying to enter into this fight, but I'm not going to catch a Singe player. He's just too fast, especially when he's running his ultimate. And notice how I'm missing the minion kills again. Just didn't have a great game in terms of farm, at least in the early stages here. However, I have starting to catch up to the leaders. I've been ahead of Tryndamere the whole game. He's at 100. I'm at 131. So I am ahead there. He's gone for Ghostblade as his first item. Excuse me. Feels like a pretty decent item for Tryndamere. He doesn't really have a lot of critical strike chance, though. You get some from a Ghostblade, but not as much as some of the other items. So, feels like a solid item. I don't know why he's just standing here. Maybe he wasn't paying attention to the screen or something, but we did a lot of harassment there. And going to continue farming down here. As I was saying, when you're playing well, it looks like we have more action up here. Stormcrow is fighting against a Heimer turret. Here comes the Singe player, but it looks like their team has wards on the river because they're backing off as soon as Singe shows up. So it looks like they were well aware of what was going on. Anyway, Speaker is pushing a second level turret up here. Shaco is coming in though, so we'll see if he's going to be able to make it out of this. There's the fear effect going in on that Shaco. Not sure if he's going to make it out. There's another fight running around here in mid, but I'm going to keep an eye on that. There Shaco is flashing. With that red buff, Shaco's much better at chasing. Meanwhile, we have another fight going on down here in bottom lane. You can see they're going in and engaging on me. Had to burn my flash there in order to survive that. Unfortunate, not what I wanted to do. Anyway, Singed is coming in here, but they have 4 champs, so this isn't really a good fight for us. Right there, I tried to get away from that Singed, but he was able to run in with his ult and toss me. And as soon as that happened, I was dead, unfortunately. I tossed my exhaust on Tryndamere there to try to help us out in that fight. Tryndamere is the best target to use my exhaust, and there he goes down. I don't know if that helped out or not. Anyway, Sunrise very low, but healing himself right now, and their team is diving behind a turret. So, let's see. We're going to go 2 for 1 here, at least right now. There goes another flash. Unfortunately, Singe going to go down there, so that's going to turn it into a 2 for 2. But somehow Sunrise managed to survive this fight. He was down on, like, 100 HP, and as Soraka, but he did manage to survive that. Anyway, Singe just taking down top turret. So right now, things not going that great overall. And right now, Heimer is also pushing on our bottom turret. So has blue buff, which is always a bad sign. You don't want Heimer to have blue. So they're going to do a lot of damage to our tower down here. But at the same time, they're sticking around for quite a while, and we are going to try to counter gank this. That is, Speaker has gotten back from base, and we're going to try to go in here and engage on these guys. So right there is the ultimate. There's the going in with the fear effect, trying to catch that Singe. Are we going to be able to chase him down? And it looks like we should be able to get this guy. There we go. Stormcrow is going to finish him off, but Stormcrow has been poisoned, and right there, trying to finish off Heimer, but not quite able to. Looks like Katarina was able to make it out. Katarina was very low. Anyway, Tryndamere is revived. He has now picked up a Zeal. Zeal, more of a standard item that you see more often on Tryndamere, just because it gives him that movement speed, critical strike. Here he comes in on me. There I am going to use the net in order to escape. And fortunately, we do still have this tower. So that was, their team stuck around too long. We were able to score a kill out of it. Unfortunately, Exhaust and Flash are both down, which means I'm pretty vulnerable right now. I have to be very careful when I play defensively while those summoners are down. Having the summoners down does make a humongous deal. Anyway, up on top, there we go. Singe scoring another kill. Singe is having a nice game thus far, 7-3 overall, and has farmed quite well. I did have enough money to pick up Infinity Edge, so that makes me a lot stronger. I still need more items to really to do a lot of damage, but I'm on my way. Like I said, attack damage carries, like Caitlyn, generally get stronger the longer the game goes on. Of course, Tryndamere is also a champ who gets very strong the longer the game goes on. Anyway, here I went to pick up red buff, but then Speaker accidentally took the red buff anyway, so it didn't mean anything, which is a little bit silly. Anyway, the Tryndamere player going in after Soraka, so he's going to take a lot of damage from this, and almost was able to catch him with that trap. Anyway, just notice how much damage I do to these minions now. As soon as I shoot them, well, that one I didn't get a crit on, but get a lot of crits on these minions. So it just makes it really easy to farm. Once you get to this point, you don't have to pay that much attention to last hitting. You can kind of let your character kind of do the last hitting for you. Like right there, look how much damage I did to Tryndamere, but again, they have double heals, so makes it tough. And right there, I would have liked to have gone in and initiated on Tryndamere, but their Tark did a nice job of stunning me and making it so I couldn't chase him. Anyway, right here, Tryndamere is in a lot of danger. You can see he's pretty low, and I do a lot of damage, but I'm going to back him off the minion line, make it easier for me to farm. Anyway, here, Shaco is trying to steal our blue, but we are going to be in position to fight for this, and Speaker is going to get that kill. Next, he's going to ult onto the Heimer player, going to chase him down, and that's going to be another kill there. And Singe v Singed, I don't think they're going to catch that. So that was a nice play for us right there, scoring 2 kills. Shaco trying to take our blue buff, but not getting it there. Anyway, right there, used Mocking Shout on me, the Tryndamere player did, and that meant that I wasn't able to chase him down. But right now, we're pretty dominant in this lane. My range advantage is giving me a pretty big edge here right now, and now that I have the extra damage, oh, there I just totally missed that minion. Speaker wanted us to do Dragon because we had just killed their jungler. It was a good call to do it. That's why I fired off my Peacemaker, so we're going to come over here. We're going to score this. I don't know if it's the first Dragon. Their team may have taken an earlier one, but it's the first one that we've gone for. In fact, I think their team did take an earlier one, but in any case, we are going to score a Dragon there, and that's going to help out quite a bit, getting a little bit of extra gold. And I guess you don't get experience for Dragons anymore. You used to, but it is going to help us get that 190 gold for everybody on the team. Anyway, a lot of the people on our team are mid looking to push that tower. I am going to continue farming this bottom lane. As long as this tower is still here, there's really no reason to go anywhere else on the map unless there's a dragon fight or a baron fight or something like that. But otherwise, there's really no reason not to sit down here, continue farming the minions, and continue pushing on this tower. Anyway, Singe just coming out here. I'm going to use my flash and my net, but they're still going to catch me. There's the exhaust coming in here. I'm going to toss my exhaust down on Tryndamere, and I'm just trying to make it back to the safety of the tower, but they're going to dive me, and that's going to be enough to get a kill. Apparently Shaco is here too, so with 4 people here, we're not going to be able to survive. Sunrise used his wish at the very end. He should have used his wish while I was still alive. Unfortunately, Tryndamere is just barely going to make it out. I think he made it out on about 50 HP there. So that was a 4-man dive, and very difficult to survive a 4-man dive. So that was an a bad play for us there. We lost 2 kills and lost the tower, so that was not good at all. But really what set that play up was we had no wards on this river here. Notice we have no vision on the river. If we had been able to see Singed coming ahead of time, nice job by our own Singed player to get a kill on the Heimer. If we had had wards on the river, we definitely would not have died there, but the problem is Taric has that oracle, and he's been clearing wards, so because he has that oracle, we are not able to keep any wards on this river, and then that set up the play that allowed them to score those kills on us in bottom lane. Obviously, if we had seen Singed coming, we would have been able to escape, and we would have been just fine. Nonetheless, that was not a good play for us at all. We lost all 3 of our initial towers, so even though we're ahead in kills, the overall situation of the game, not as great. I would say we are maybe even slightly a little bit behind, just because we've lost a lot of map control, and that means it's going to be more difficult to fight for dragons and barons and such later on. Here, Speaker said maybe they're doing Baron. We should really go check that. So he came up here, and as it turns out, they just did do Baron. So we're going to have a big fight right here. We need to fight them now while they're still damaged from doing Baron. So a nice play by their team. Here comes the Katarina ult doing a lot of damage. I am in the back here. Going in after that Shaco, Speaker's going to get the kill. Next, we're going to focus the Taric player. There he is. He's going to flash over the wall there, but Speaker's continuing to chase him down. We're continuing to go after. There's the fear effect, and right there, I'm going to use my ultimate from long range just to help out. There, I'm going to fire the net over the wall to continue chasing. Flash is knocked down, and now Heimer has gotten trapped in the middle of our team. Even with his towers, we're going to score another kill on him there. So that was a really crucial call that Speaker made. Speaker said, hey, we don't know where they are. We really need to check Baron. So even though we weren't able to get there in time to stop them from doing Baron, we were able to get there at a time where they were heavily damaged from doing Baron, and then win a fight afterwards. So anyway, we just got a tower. There's a great fling from our Singed player, and now Tryndamere is really low. Can we finish him off when his Undying Rage wears off? He's on 50 HP. No, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get him there. But now we are going to make a play for this tower. And right here, I'm focusing on Singed. Even as Singed, another great fling from our Singed player. And we're going to be able to score a kill on him. Unfortunately, we don't have minions and people are revived, so we're going to have to back off there. But we got a tower here mid. Oh no, we got 2 towers. We got a tower mid. Speaker was pushing top lane. So we got 2 towers and 4 kills there. So we cleared Baron off of 4 of their 5 champs. So that was a really crucial play. If they had just gotten that Baron, they would have continued snowballing us out of this game. We would have been in really dire shape. But instead, by getting there, even though we weren't in time to fight for Baron, we got there right as they finished Baron, and they were pretty beat up from doing that fight. We were able to turn that into a fight and score 4 kills and 2 towers, which is just absolutely enormous. And then now we're going to take another tower down there. So now we have all the entry-level towers as well. And in fact, we're actually up a tower because we have this top-level tower. So that fight went great for us. Singed played really well. This player, Useek, played really well in that last fight. He got off some crucial flings that just tossed people back into the middle of our team. And now I'm getting to the point where Caitlyn's the late game AD carry is starting to take over. We're at the 30-minute mark. I have just topped 200 minion kills, so now I am finally number 1 in minions slain in the game. Finally number 1 in the minions killed mark. Now I'm starting to get farmed. I have my Infinity Edge, have my Zeal. I'm going to go back and finish Phantom Dancer next, and that's going to make me very strong indeed. With my red buff, I'm ready to fight. Going to have Flash and Exhaust back up, which is very crucial for team fights. Don't underestimate how important having your summoners up in team fights is. We did that last team fight when I didn't have either of my summoners up, but we were still able to come out on top. So now I have my exhaust. It's very key for me. I want to exhaust Tryndamere in any team fight just because Tryndamere does so much damage. Anytime I dump my exhaust on him, reduces his attack damage by 70. So very crucial to put that on him in the fights. Just kind of takes him out of the fight for a couple seconds. Of course, they will want to be dumping their exhaust on me in turn. So a lot of it comes down to micromanagement in these fights. Anyway, here we go. We have a 3 champs mid. Speaker said he was going to look to engage when he got here in mid, just because we saw that Shaco was not with their team. We saw Shaco was off split pushing. So here we go, going to go in, going to get the engagement. He's actually going to dive on the Heimer, force a flash from Heimer, but Heimer's now been taken out of the fight. So here we go. There's the fighting back and forth. Going to get the kill on Tryndamere right at the beginning, which is very key. Again, we're actually able to kill Tryndamere before he got off Endless Rage, and now we're continuing to go in. We've scored 2 kills. Going in, still fighting against this Taric. Right there is the ultimate. Going to be blocked, I think, by Singed. But in any case, we are still doing a lot of damage here. We're able to score 2 kills. Our Singed player diving past the tower. Unfortunately, though, Shaco is back, still pushing that back door. So one of us is going to have to go back, and I am going to go back. Probably should have stayed actually here because Katarina was also heading. And unfortunately, we're not going to get there in time. So again, a function of us not being on voice chat together. I probably should have stayed mid because Katarina was already heading back to deal with Shaco, and that would have allowed us to get this tower. Still, it was a pretty good fight for us. I wouldn't say it was a great fight. We traded 2 kills for that tower. So overall, their team might well have come out ahead in that fight, but I was able to get both kills in the fight there. A little chaotic. I actually didn't really realize during the fight that I had gotten those kills. Anyway, there is the Shaco Jack-in-the-Box. I'm going to continue farming up there. Our Katarina player is going to continue farming here. Meanwhile, Speaker and Sunrise going for this dragon. Let's see if they can pick up this one. And I believe that they're going to get this one. Or no, actually, here comes the whole enemy team. No, we did not get that dragon. I was watching it. Speaker and Sunrise both going to flash over the wall there. So not the best play there. We didn't get the dragon and had to burn 2 flashes. But at least they stayed alive. And the whole time that was going on, I'm continuing to farm this minion wave top. So I'm getting a lot more gold here and pushing this top lane. Pushing the top lane helps in 2 ways. One, of course, helps me get farm, helps push back the lane, makes it so they have to deal with it. But it also helps defend us against Shaco backdoors. When the lanes are pushed, Shaco can't really backdoor you, so that's also pretty important there. Anyway, an engagement coming in here on their Singe player. We're doing a lot of damage, but there's Shaco, so we probably need to be careful about backing out here. We don't have our own Singe player, although here he comes. Now we have, looks like a 4-on-4, not 100% sure, I think it's a 4-on-4. Heimer popped his ult there for a second. Anyway, they will have to send one of their champs. There he is. Going to have to send somebody up there, and it looks like they're going to send Tryndamere up there to take that. I am going for Last Whisper next. I want the armor penetration. One nice advantage of Caitlyn is she has more range than Heimer turrets, so you can kill the turrets without even getting in range. And I believe that Speaker is going to look to engage here. Once again, he's going to dash in, go in after, I think he's going after their Heimer player. But anyway, here we are, going in right, and Katarina using her Death Lotus, doing a lot of damage to the team. Tryndamere still not with them because he's up in that top lane, doing a lot of damage. There we go, going to burst down Singed. Haven't managed to get anyone else yet. Here comes Tryndamere. I am going to flash over the wall. I was getting focused by the tower. Now I'm going to stay in the back and try to use my range to help out. Right there, I was shooting at the tower. Here is Tryndamere. Singed is running around in the base. We're going to keep the focus on this Tryndamere fight. Katarina going to flash over the wall as well. Here I am coming in, going to use my ultimate, and right there going to pop it to finish off Tryndamere. So look how low all of us are. 3 of us extremely low, but we're all going to make it out. Singed didn't make it out. He was diving into the base, but we're going to go 3 for 1 there, which is a big victory there. I think that we did a very nice job of using our positioning in that last fight. I was getting shot by the tower. If you notice, I flashed over the wall and then basically disengaged from the fight, just stayed out of it. And then when I had a chance to ult back into the fight, I was able to pick off Tryndamere at the end there, right as his endless rage was wearing off. So the fact that we all managed to stay alive is pretty important there, because it allows us to push this turret. Anyway, Heimer is using his ultimate there. We're just going to back here. I'm suggesting, you know, hey, we got a good fight there. Let's just back. Shaco is trying to push this side lane again. Look at the items that Shaco has too. I think Sunrise said that he thought these items were kind of silly in the game, but they really do make sense. He's got the mobility boots to give him the maximum amount of speed for pushing, and then look what he has. He has Madrid's Blood Razor and Wriggles. So basically what this allows him to do is it allows him to kill Baron or Dragon incredibly quickly, and it allows him to push really fast too. So that's the logic behind getting those items. I mean, it might seem a little silly, like why would you need Madrid and Wriggles, but it does make sense because it allows him to push lanes really fast with those mobility boots. Anyway, I was telling the rest of the team, hey, Baron's back up, we got to get ready to fight for that. That's going to be the next target we want to go after. I have finished Last Whisper, so now I have a lot of armor pen, 31 and 40%. So I will go through armor pretty quickly. Even a target like Shaco has a lot of armor. I'll be doing a lot of damage to them. Anyway, Shaco's getting ready to do Baron. We know he's getting ready to do Baron, so we are just waiting. We're going to wait for Speaker to get here, and then we're going to look to engage on this. We do have the Vision Ward here at Baron, so that will give us protection against invisibility. Here comes Taric, though, going to kill it with his Oracle. So, oh well. There's 125 gold down the drain. Up here, though, we are getting ready. Looks like there's going to be a big fight over here at Baron. There they go. They're going to kill another ward. So nice job on their part. Again, we're just going to get ready to go in. I was saying, hey, somebody take this blue buff. And looks like nobody wants it. So, oh well, I just claimed it there. Their team, again, I expect that they're around Baron. Sin's just doing a nice job of pushing this lane and also getting ready for a fight. But unfortunately, here, Sunrise is going to get caught out of position here. So we're going to go in and engage, even though we didn't really want to. Sunrise is going to survive, though, and that's pretty key. I am just continuing to fight. Tryndamere is going on me, so I'm going to dump my exhaust on him and continue doing damage. With the exhaust, it makes it harder for him to chase me. So he's continuing to chase here. Going to use the net. He's going to spin after me. But right there, I'm going to pick him off before he uses Endless Rage. So that went off pretty well for me. Anyway, Sunrise taking a lot of damage. Finally going to get bursted down there. Tried to use my ult, but we were able to get that kill. Anyway, now here comes Singed, and I am just continuing to do damage to him. Right now, our Singed player is doing a great job of chasing down that Taric. There's the Fling, going to kill him with the Fling. Now, the only one left on their team is their Singed player, but unfortunately, we're all quite low. And I can't really chase him because I'm getting poisoned. If I just continue to run after him, I will die to his poison. So, unfortunately, going to have to disengage here and go back to the base. I'm going to go back to the base and then look to push. I still only have 43 magic resist, so I take a lot of damage to Singed poison. Anyway, our Singe is continuing to chase. Let's see if he manages to finish off this kill. No, it doesn't look like he's going to. So that was a 4 for 2. Neither team took Baron. I think that fight went pretty well for us, considering that we did not have a particularly great engage in that fight. Sunrise kind of got caught out of position, but fortunately Sunrise was able to survive the fight. He ultimately died, but he didn't get bursted down immediately, and he was able to get off a number of heals throughout the course of that fight. So we are starting to pull ahead in kills. That is a very good sign. We're now ahead almost 2-1 in kills, and I am starting to get very farmed. I haven't died in a while. I have up to 7 kills now, 8 assists. So I now have well, let's see. I had Last Whisper before. I now went and picked up red buff. I do have a red pot as well. Give me a little bit extra health and attack damage. So this Baron is still up. So this is going to be the next target that we're going to fight over. Still, nobody took Baron in that fight. The last fight was kind of inconclusive. Here, just going to get in some harass. And wow, look how much damage that crit does. I'm going to use my Peacemaker to pop his Banshee's Veil. Notice how much slower the Peacemaker is than just my normal auto attacks. Anyway, their team knows that we're going for this Baron. So going to be another big fight. Shaco went in a little bit too early, though. He should have waited for us to do more damage. I'm going to finish off Shaco. Now going to shift my attention to Singed right there. Speaker going to go in, and Singed is going to flash out. Right now, Speaker taking a lot of damage. Going to go down to Tryndamere, but I believe that I'm going to kill Tryndamere. Yeah, I was able to kill Tryndamere before he got off Endless Rage again. I think I got off a nice... got a nice crit there or something. So we were able to burst down 3 of them, and then Singed is just chasing people down, doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the rest of us are just going to go take this Baron while he's continuing to chase, doing a great job of distracting them while we come and take this Baron. So that fight went really well. Shaco, he just jumped into the fight too quickly, and then he just melted underneath the amount of damage I was doing. Katarina looks like she got off a nice Death Lotus in the middle of that fight as well. And then Sunrise is keeping us all alive. So anyway, there we go. Going to take that Baron. So we are going to score the second Baron of the game. They took the first one. And now right there, going to chase. I don't know why that trap got discolored by this Singed goo. Anyway, I'm full health, so I see no reason not to push. I think we can get this tower. 3 of them are still down, so we can get... at worst, we have a 2-on-2 here. And again, like I said, I do a lot of damage. Just want to pop that Banshee's Veil so that Katarina can then do her damage to him. Anyway, there it goes. Katarina popped it with her Bouncing Blades. So we got that tower, but now their team is starting to revive, so we probably want to back this. We don't really want to push into the teeth of this next fight here. A little bit too dangerous, so we're going to back out. And indeed, once here, not going to get too aggressive. If we tried to push into their base there, we'd be fighting at a tower, and all 5 of their team will revive, so that would be a 3-on-5. Just not a good idea. We're doing very well in this game right now. Want to back out and just, you know, farm neutral buffs, claim them, and get ready to look to push again in another minute or so. Anyway, my champ is very strong. Oh, Tryndamere stepping on the trap, but nothing going to come of it. Realized he was probably just going to back off there. Anyway, what item do I need right now? Well, I do plenty of damage. I don't really need more damage right now. I mean, sure, more damage is always really nice, but what I need more is more survivability so that I stay alive in these fights in order to do my damage. When I'm not next to Soraka, I only have 43 magic resist, and I only have 2,000 life. So what I'm going to do here is sew one of my Doran's Blades, if I remember correctly. Yep, there it goes. And I believe I'm going to pick up Banshee's Veil, which is always a great endgame item. So going to give me a lot more magic resist, and it's going to give me quite a bit more health. It's going to give me 375 more health. And along with a red pot, which gives me... how much does the red pot give me? Oh, Shaco is trying to backdoor us here, so we're going to go back here and chase after him. Here comes Singed. So with Singed there, not sure, he's probably not going to be able to make it out. There goes down his Jack in the Box. So right now we're just waiting to see if we can actually pick this guy off. No, doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Oh, nope, there he is. Never mind. For some reason, he was sticking around here. And so he is going to flash out. Katarina's still chasing. Meanwhile, there's another fight going on down here in bottom lane. I don't know why Speaker went to bottom lane. I guess he was trying to push, but looks like he got a little overly aggressive on the split push. Anyway, we're still chasing Singed over here. Meanwhile, Speaker and our Singed player are still chasing. I was going to use my ult right there. Katarina Death Lotusing nothing. Up there, Singed, and right there, going to get finished off by Katarina Shunpo. Anyway, down here, their team is basically doing the same thing. They're all chasing after Speaker, and our Singed player is over here as well. So, again, I'm not sure why they ended up getting split off from the rest of our team. I think Speaker just got caught on a split push. Anyway, here comes Singed. Singed is trying to finish off Tryndamere. Tryndamere is pretty low. He did have to use his Endless Rage. But anyway, Singed is still running, and it looks like he's going to be able to make it out of that. So basically, we traded 1 for 1. Speaker got caught away from the rest of our team. There's Shaco player got caught away from their team. And while their team is running around in bottom lane, we're going to take advantage of this to go in and take their middle tower. Did you see how fast Heimer just melted in that fight? I think that was like 3 or 4 shots. I think he was slowed by Katarina. Yeah, slowed by Katarina's Rylai. And then I just shot him, and he died in literally just in seconds. I just do so much damage in these fights right now. like I said, AD carries just are so strong late game. Like right there, I was trying to disengage. I was afraid Singe was going to toss me. But, you know, just firing at this inhib, making them come out, and there goes down the traps. Just make it tougher for them to run around in this fight. Anyway, Tark is chasing us, and right here, Tark gets caught in front of his team, and he's just going to die instantly, and they're going to surrender. So they decided to give up there. Even though he didn't take any inhibs, they could kind of see which way that game was going. And indeed, we were starting to snowball ahead. So anyway, let's wrap this up and look at the stats. I was actually kind of surprised when the other team surrendered. I mean, it did make sense because they were pretty far behind at that game and starting to fall further behind. But at the same time, I am always surprised when people surrender before an inhib goes down. I mean, they did still have all their inhibs. Granted, I don't think it was likely they would have won that game. But like I said, I was a little bit surprised. And I was caught unaware both when we were playing the game and even when I was recording this. You might have noticed I was kind of surprised when the surrender vote came in. Anyway, at the end of the game, I was just doing so much damage. You can see that I ended up with the 11 kills and the 9 assists. I don't think that was because I was playing spectacularly well. It was just I was a really well-farmed Caitlyn, and the rest of the team did a great job of protecting me and keeping me alive in order to do my damage. Their team wasn't really able to do a good job of focusing me, and at this point in time, once you get into late game and you have a Caitlyn or really any attack damage carry that can do this kind of damage, if you have Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Last Whisper, you just do so much damage in team fights. And of course, I also had almost 300 minions killed. So I just stayed in the back, right-clicked on people, and they basically just melted before my damage. That's really what playing an attack damage carry is about. Speaker, you can see 5515 got a lot of assists. He was instrumental in getting most of our early kills, made a few mistakes, made the one mistake at the end of the game, split pushing down at the bottom, but his initiations were great as Nocturne. Sunrise, no kills, 20 assists, a nice Soraka game overall, made some mistakes in the game, but stayed alive in fights and kept healing us. Really, that's what you want as a Soraka player. You want to stay alive as long as possible. Our Singe player, probably the MVP of the match. Singe was just amazing in this game. He did an amazing job of keeping me safe in the team fights, protecting me. You can see he farmed up. He went for the Warmogs, which can sometimes be a silly build, but with 292 minion kills, I'm sure he had the Warmogs maxed out, so it made sense. He also had the Rylai's, the Rod of Ages. He was doing a lot of damage. He actually has a lot of ability power between Rylai's, Rod of Ages, and that needlessly large rod, so he wasn't the tankiest Singed in the world, but he did have a lot of hit points, and he did a lot of damage on his poison. And then our Katarina player, 7 kills, 16 assists, only the 2 deaths. A nice Katarina game as well, you have to say. So overall, fun game for us. We were struggling a little bit in the early portions of the game, but the longer the game went on, the stronger we got, and that was in large part due to the fact that Singe was able to keep the rest of us safe. I mean, Caitlyn, Soraka, Katarina, all very squishy champions, so you can see none of us really had a lot of survivability, but Singe was always in front of us, just flinging people around, keeping us safe, and it's something that the Singed on their team wasn't really able to do. So, fun game, just wanted to post this here, wanted to post a normal game, one that wasn't a custom game, so you can see a little bit more of the sort of solo queue, more standard experience that you get with League of Legends. In any case, what's coming up for this channel, I'm going to be posting another series of games from another Go for WoW Cup on the Button Mashers channel next, so those will be up very soon. They'll be favorited on my channel if you want to go check them out. In the meantime, I'll continue trying to let people know when this live stream is up, when I'm playing games. I'll definitely be playing next week on Tuesday, so if you're around then, watch. There were quite a few people watching the live stream this week, so in any case, check it out if you have time. If not, just enjoy the videos. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.